never gonna win. Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Never gonna lose, never gonna win. Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Good morning, Tim. How the devil are you, sir?
I'm very well, thanks, Ashley. Good to see you again.
Excellent. Now, you were on before, and we had Duncan, and we had a problem him coming in, but it looks like he's just made it just in time. Are we going to give him a shout out? Duncan, where have you been?
He's met the deadline.
I've had IT issues, but I've made it.
Fantastic. Guys, good afternoon. Really good to catch up with you. So first of all, just in case anybody doesn't know you, we'll do alphabetical order first. Duncan, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do.
I'm Duncan Lloyd. I run an accounting firm. I also run the Profit First Professionals license in the UK with my lovely colleague Tim, who's about to chat to us.
He's up there. Go on, Tim, your turn.
And I'm Tim, so I'm Duncan's business partner with Profit First Professionals. We own the license for Profit First Professionals in the UK and Ireland. Previously an accountant, and thanks to Profit First, was able to sell that business and transition into what I do now, which I absolutely love.
Right, okay. So I'm overrun with accountants today. So I've got two accountants in the room. So that's great. Because you're always an accountant, aren't you, Tim?
There's different types of accountant, isn't there?
But you're not. Even though you're not practicing as an accountant, it doesn't stop you being an accountant. So you're still an accountant.
It doesn't help you thinking in the same way. But I think when we explain what Profit First is, you'll hear that we think slightly differently to a lot of other accountants.
Okay. And so does that mean that Duncan's starting to think differently now?
Duncan's been thinking differently for about the last 5 years, I'd say, since he started with Profit First Professionals. But I'll let him tell you that.
I'd agree with you. Yeah. I like to think I've always done things slightly differently, Ashley. You have to ask my customers; they'll tell you.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's there's lots of ways to run a business, and so as you know, when we set up our business, and first of all we start and we flounder a little bit, and we try this, we try that, and do all kinds of different things. Then we get into a pattern, we get into a stream, and it all starts working, and then people like you come along and change it all again.
Well, my personal story, actually, for what it's worth, is I thought my firm was doing a good job for our customers. You know, we were set up to try and help them make more money, right? We just didn't want to be the kind of accountants who turn up at the year end, did the accounts. So here's your tax bill, here's our bill, and we thought we were doing that quite well. And then one of my customers recommended the book Profit First to me. I read it, and it was a really humbling moment. I realised I'd been missing quite a massive trick, actually. So I had to re-engineer what we were doing to make sure we were serving customers properly.
All right. Okay. So you were given a copy of the book. You'd never heard of it before.
I'd never heard of it, and I am a bit of a sucker for a good book. So I read a lot of books, but this one was I read it in a couple of sittings, and it was a bit of a lightning bolt moment. I thought, I have to embed this, and I can see customers I've got that would get a massive benefit from this. So I've got a duty to get it out there.
No, sure. Tim, if you've got a copy of the book there, I can have a look at, please.
I have.
All right. Okay. So this book here, that is brilliant. This is the Bible for what you do now, guys. Is that right?
It's the framework. Sorry, Duncan. I was going to say it's the framework, but it's not a manual or a textbook. And the beauty of Profit First is, yes, you can implement from the book, but if you really want to get that value and really take it to the next level and make a massive impact in your business, it's much better to work with a Profit First professional who's trained and up to date with all the, especially with the UK taxation rules, etc., that are different to obviously America, where the book was written by Mike.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so and there's loads of books out there to help us with business. I know of one all about LinkedIn. But you have to get somebody to give you a hand and to know more. So you guys have set up Profit First Professionals in the UK. So if I want
hand with Profit First, and I come and speak to you guys. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit deeper. But what are the things that I should be thinking about when I'm, what is the benefit of being a Profit First professional?
There are a couple of key things. I mean, firstly, you get the right to use the brand. So people will read the book and they'll reach out and they will be looking for a Profit First accredited accountant. But we always say to people who are looking to join, don't join for the leads. Yes, you should get a handful of leads, but really it's about upscaling what you do for your customers so that you can make more impact for them. You can then charge more money. You can then develop the business that you always try to achieve. So we give you the brand, but we also give you various tools and also the community, which is incredibly collaborative and helpful and giving. There is someone who can help you, and we're now really drilling down into that because there are hundreds of Profit First professionals globally. We're part of a global organization. We are linking up our UK members with US members.
Wow. Okay.
So where, for example, we've got a US member who's got a specialism in Profit First for hospitality trade or tradies or e-commerce, which is something that I've really gone into. We're able to link them up and they can then share expertise and templates because they understand the language of that industry, and someone's already cut a path for you, in that sector. So we're seeing our members who are able to charge really quite significant prices that they previously weren't able to. And this is my personal experience as well. I was charging between 60 quid and 500 pounds, 5 years ago. And now our starting fee is 700 pounds a month. And our highest fee at the moment is 4.5 grand a month. So we are a totally different business because we deliver something completely different.
Yeah. A proper holistic approach rather than I'll just do your tax and your accounts. And this is the thing. And there's an awful lot of talk at the moment about advisory, making yourself different, differentiating yourself, and all that sort of stuff. Because the tax and accounts has become commoditized, hasn't it? And we are becoming more discerning in everything that we do, and you can tell that with posh hotels and lovely restaurants and decent cars and stuff like that. And so we're more discerning. So there's always going to be people out there that are going to want hand-holding, extra services and things like that. So what's the benefit of being a member of the community then?
The benefit of being in the community is that you're within a group of people that are like-minded, that are successful, that are making things happen within their business and with their clients' business because they're using these high-value advisory strategies. So when accountants and bookkeepers and coaches are looking to add that high-value advisory, Profit First gives you all the tools. But it's not a done for you thing. You have to work hard at this. Myself and Duncan, we worked really hard when we first joined Profit First Professionals, and we made it work for us and for our business and in our clients' business. And the success you get from doing that is second to none. So you have to really adapt the policies. You have to really believe in it, and you have to put it in your own business and live and breathe Profit First in your own life, because that's where you see the benefits and that's where you see the passion comes from. Of how well it works.
Do you mind if I put that in a slightly different way? There are plenty of organizations out there that will give you know-how, right? And we know them, and we respect them, and we like them. We have a very high regard for a lot of the other membership organizations in the UK. We're not giving know-how; we're giving know what. Because if you have the right, by driving the right principles of Profit First in your business and in your services, you will develop IP all of your own. It's all built on the Profit First principles, but no two Profit First professionals or PFPs, no two PFPs deliver the same service. They all do it slightly different, and that's a great strength of the system, because when you're talking to a customer, you're talking from such a position of knowledge. You are the expert in your patented. Not necessarily patented, but you see what I mean. Your own curated version of the system that only you can deliver it. And if you then have an industry niche as well, you have a micro niche of people who will pay you really quite decent fees because you're the person who can solve their problem.
Oh, brilliant. And so how did you guys meet?
Through Profit First Professionals. By being members of Profit First Professionals. I think we joined around about the same time. I think we certified around about the same time. And then Homebase, as we referred to them, which are the US arm of Profit First Professionals, because I wasn't a UK license holder at the time. They put us into a small accountability group, and there was 4 of us, and we met once a month, and we talked about our own businesses, what we were doing, and we held each other accountable for taking actions to move forward each month. For one reason or another, the other 2 decided not to continue within the group after a period of time. They'd got what they wanted from it. And me and Duncan took the decision to continue having our monthly calls. And we just pushed each other along with our businesses. And of course, then the conversation developed into, we just had a meeting with the other UK members, and the conversation developed, and Duncan kind of suggested, I reckon we could run Profit First in the UK. Do you reckon it's a possible thing? And of course, I jumped at the chance to find out with him, and here we are. You know,
Wow.
that was just over 2 years ago that we took the license on.
Just to add to that, there's a really good reason for that, by the way, because there are licenses in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, Austria, Israel. I probably missed out a couple. And there's a reason why you have separate geographic licenses, because any UK accountant reading the book will say, yeah, okay, I get the principle, but actually this isn't going to quite work in the UK because of UK tax law. We get that. And that's what it needs. It needs to be run locally to really serve the local community. When I say local, I mean UK and Ireland. And we can see that working really effectively in the other licenses. So Tim and I meet regularly with the other license holders, because we as UK accountants, bookkeepers, and coaches, we are not like the US. Right? We are different. We're a little bit more reserved. We kind of talk in a slightly different way, and actually, it needed running and owning it locally to really serve the community better.
No, perfect.
Ashley, can I just say we are really excited to have just taken on Ronan and Amelia, who are our first members from Ireland, by the way. And I just wanted to point out we are actually Profit First Professionals UK and Ireland, and we're really pleased to have made that step
international.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So just give us some fundamentals, something that I could do quite simply in my little business to start being a little bit more Profit First related.
If there's one thing that you do, and whenever I do a presentation on stage, this is the one thing I ask people to do, is to open a bank account, call it profit, and put 1% in.
Right. Okay.
So I normally ask the question, who can run their business on 99% of the money coming into it? And all the hands go up.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Just start putting 1% away. Just start the habit, because the Profit First habit is a bit like fitness, right? You don't go from being a couch potato to running a marathon, right? There are stages in it.
Yeah.
And you start off by putting your trainers on, and then you start off, and then the next day you actually go for a run, you know, and then you extend the distance that you're running. Well, it's the same with Profit First. And if you open that account and put 1% of your profit in it, and then maybe next quarter you put in 2%, and then you open up a VAT account, and then you open up a Vault account, and then you don't have to go from 0 to 100% on day one. You just need to start, and that 1% profit account is the single most effective thing you can do to start yourself on a very productive and enjoyable journey.
Brilliant. That is awesome. And the thing is, I've got a question in from Pavel. So he's apologized for being late, but now he's got a question. Profit First, just for accountants, or is the methodology open to other types of businesses? And I think we've just touched on it there.
Yeah, it's for every business. Any business can run Profit First, and the idea is that the Profit First professionals will be accountants, bookkeepers, and coaches, but they will then be able to help the business owners with the Profit First strategies and be able to really help them implement them into their business and get success.
So you could be like me, get the book and just open up a bank account, or
Absolutely.
You could turn around to your accountant and say, look, do you do Profit First? If they don't, Pavel, point them in the direction of these two my wonderful gentlemen.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's interesting actually. Yeah, because we had people visit us at the DAS event this year, where we had a stand, and the year before, coming up to us, wanting to talk to us because their clients are asking them about Profit First, and they're saying,
Awesome.
what's Profit First, looking into it, and then coming to us.
No, that is awesome. Now, bank accounts. If I've already got a bank account, do I just open a sub account with my current bank account? Is that the way to go?
You can do it that way. We certainly recommend that people open up separate bank accounts. I mean, you can, for example, have one of the challenger bank accounts, a Monzo or a Starling account, and create pots in it. The important thing is that you do open up separate accounts, that you don't try and short circuit the system, because if you try and do it in your account software or in a spreadsheet, you won't get the benefits. You won't get the immediacy. You won't get the black and white. You've either achieved it or you haven't kind of feedback that the bank accounts give you.
Right, that makes perfect sense. I'll tell you what. Why don't we bring in Ollie and ask him about his challenger bank and how he can help us? Hello, Ollie. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Ashley, and thanks for having me on. And
No, it's absolutely superb. So the other two have introduced themselves. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, please, Ollie.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm Ollie. I head up the accountancy partnerships channel here at Starling Bank. So I've been at the bank for 5 years this month. Been working in digital banking for over 8 years now, and always actually found myself working closely with accountants and bookkeepers. So this sort of general challenge or problems around making sure you put money aside and actually how you actually run a profitable business and ensure that you're actually paying yourself first goes hand in hand with spaces at Starling, pots at other digital banks and other challengers, vaults, and all the feature innovations that have come from digital banking. I'm very fortunate that I've got a connection with Duncan and Tim. We've met a few times, and obviously seen you at the Digital Accountancy Show as well. And we're very lucky that we actually work with, I'd say, 75% of the Profit First certified members in the UK who are partners of Starling or use Starling for their banking to support with the methodology. So it's great to be involved.
Awesome. Guys, you'll be pleased to hear this. I actually bank with Starling, and I've actually set up a space for my profit.
Excellent.
There you go. Good man.
But I keep forgetting. Is there any way, Ollie, I can do it automatically?
So you can set up essentially like a standing order. You can also set rulings up in your spaces as well to round up when you're spending. So, quite a lot of our customers, what they can do is you can multiply by ×1, ×2, ×5, ×10. So every time you're nipping out, you're grabbing a coffee or jumping on the train, you can auto categorize that profit to go into a space specifically. So you're automatically paying down towards that goal that you have for the business. So we see this used a lot of the time for things like corporation tax, quarterly VAT returns, a new piece of equipment, or it could be a team night out, but people are using those spaces specifically for those reasons or paying bills from. So there's also Bills Manager where you can automatically pay your bills and direct debits from, just as a really organized way to stay on top of things. But essentially, you'd have to put together a plan to either automatically do that as a process so that you have it near enough on automation in the background, or you can round up your spending as well. And I like doing that to get towards my own personal goals, just where every time I go into the city, I'm in the office today, if I buy my lunch, I'm automatically rounding up towards a goal so I can get to that amount quicker. And that's worked for me when I've had various life events.
Brilliant. No, I love that idea. So guys, I met you at your thing last year. What was that called last year?
We called it Profit First Live last year.
Right. Okay. Are we doing it again?
We're doing it again.
Is this the big reveal? Is this do we need a drum roll?
I think we probably do.
Right. I don't have a drum. Do you want me to play the guitar? so come on, reveal it. What are we doing this year?
So this year we're putting on an event on September the 9th in London. Profit Con UK. It's actually going to be a European tour. So Mike McCallum is coming over to the UK. He's doing London, Munich, and Amsterdam. Boom. So Tim and I are obviously arranging the London leg of that. So we'd love as many accountants, bookkeepers, and coaches as possible to come to our venue, which is going to be in Borough Market in London on Monday, the 9th of September. Come and you'll meet Mike. We're doing a couple of workshops. This is not going to be a light and fluffy day. There's going to be quite a lot of work involved. You'll come away with having had to work hard. You're not going to sit there and just listen all day. And I'm really delighted that Ollie has agreed to be one of our sponsors. So we would obviously delight to work with Starling, because what they do fits so well with what we do. So if you are interested, please do let us know.
Awesome! That sounds an awesome event. Mike is an amazing speaker, so he'll be talking at the event.
Mike is an incredible speaker. Check him out on YouTube. He's a TEDx talker. He's used to speaking to. I think he was at a conference earlier this year in the UK, last year, I beg your pardon. Thousands of people. This is going to be, we think, 100 carefully selected people who are going to get proper benefit from it. So yeah, if you're interested, please do let us know.
No, that would be absolutely fantastic. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, check out the show notes down below, and you will have a link there. So Ollie, what will you be doing for us at the show, or the ProfitCon? I love the name. That's awesome, ProfitCon.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take direction from Duncan. I know we discussed it briefly, but I know there's going to be various talks and workshops throughout the day. As Duncan mentioned, it's going to be very much sort of focused as an event on actually, really being able to implement and take things away on the day. So from our side, I'm sure we'll be giving some bite-sized chunks of wisdom around all things Starling, and making sure that, if you are following the profit first methodology, you can get the best out of that when it comes to banking. So I'll be sticking completely to the banking side, but I know there's some other great app partners that will also confirm that they'll be supporting you as well at the event. And we all connect very well within that wider ecosystem to make things more streamlined and more efficient to actually make sure your business is successful. So that's where I'll be helping out.
Fantastic. So I've just come back from Accountex. It's Zero Cons on at the moment, and we've had all the other huge things like 11,000 people at Accountex this year. You're going to keep this small, I'm trying to select bijou, VIP sort of thing. So what are we going to get when we come and spend the day with you guys?
So Ollie doesn't actually know this yet, but he's going to be on stage at some point, talking to everybody about his services.
That's a great way of asking him, isn't it?
and the point I'm making is that we've got a number of exhibitors there, and not huge. We're talking about 6 or 7. Right, and these are all people that we think accountants, bookkeepers, and coaches need to talk to, that we can get a lot of benefit from. This is not having like loads of vendors who are thrusting leaflets in your hand. Now, here's somebody who's got value to give you, and has got a mini presentation to do. So we're going to have all of them on stage at some point, because, like I say, we're not accepting everybody who wants to come along and give their leaflets out. It's got to be a vendor, a provider who can really help people in our community. And Ollie and Starling are right up there. So we're really delighted that he's one of the first to say, "Yep, I'm in." Thank you, Ollie.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'll start that presentation soon as well. So I'll make sure it's ready.
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, right, I've just alluded to it with the spaces that you've got. So there's going to be accountants and bookkeepers are coming, haven't got a clue what Profit First are. So there's a load of education, and Ollie will be able to help them with spaces and stuff like that. And there's others there that have been using Profit First for a while, may not be using that might just the 25% that aren't using Starling at the moment. So it's a great opportunity to actually meet with the people that are partnering to make life an awful lot easier for our accountants and bookkeepers who are going to become Profit First professionals. So this is like a taster session if I was thinking of joining Profit First professionals?
Yeah, you'll certainly come away with a much better idea of who we are and how we can help you. In particular, how you can help your customers following the event. You using the methodology and the materials that we're going to go through, plus the conversations you're going to have with Ollie and the other exhibitors, plus a seat full of swag that everyone's going to get. You'll get a load out of it. It will be CPDable.
CPDable, is that a word? I love that word.
It is now.
So, what? Who have you got anybody else on the speaker list? Anybody else that we should be excited to come and see?
We've got another high level speaker who we can't announce just yet, but please be assured that to get on stage with Mark McCallowich, you've got to be up there, right? Yeah, we don't put anybody up with him.
So we're not having rubbish at this event then.
Well, last year we had Chris Ducker and Daniel Priestley.
And Amanda C. Watts.
And Amanda C. Watts, of course. So if you know anything about those people, you'll know that they are top quality people in our sector.
Fantastic. You heard it first here today. So Mike Mikhailovich, can we see or hear him before ProfitCon?
We can certainly signpost you to some content of Mike's. We can if you're interested, we can send you the first 5 chapters of Profit First in a PDF, and we can certainly provide materials of Mike's previous presentations. I mean, he's all over US media in particular, but there's lots of content online with Mike.
Right. Okay.
There's another opportunity, isn't there, Ashley?
Well, someone got it. That's all right. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure whether or not I was allowed to say anything.
I think so.
Go on then. You're going to say it.
So on the 14th of August.
It is the 14th of August.
We will be back on Ashley's show with Mike Mikhailovich joining us, and he will be telling us all about what he's going to be talking about at ProfitCon UK on September 9th.
So Mike Mikhailovich on this show, talking about this book. I want to talk to him about how it all happened, because that story of him with his daughter and the piggy bank is just brilliant. And I think that's the light bulb moment, isn't it, Duncan, when you read the book?
100%. I mean, seeing Mike speak is always worthwhile. He's for a guy who's achieved what he has, he's incredibly humble and good company. And any chance you get to hear him speak or come along to our event and chat with him, take selfies. Our members were having dinner with him the night before. So he's just a very good influence to have in your life.
No, absolutely fantastic. So 9th of September. That's right.
Yes. Central
London.
Yes.
Dead easy to get to, or pretty easy to get to, because you were at Milton Keynes last year, which is if you're living in Devon, it's a bit of a trek, but London is very easy. So 9th of September, all day in central London. Is there a cost?
There will be a small cost of £97 for a ticket, with an early bird price coming out very shortly. So the event page will be available very shortly.
So we can't get tickets yet, so we need to contact you to get on that waiting list.
Please do.
Fantastic. Okay. Will we have anything on the podcast notes? Not by the time this goes out, but we can always add them. So if you're listening to this later, maybe go and check out those podcast notes.
If people go to profitfirstuk.co.uk, they'll see an events page. They can register their interest there.
Okay, and I've got a question here coming in from. Unfortunately, we've only got you as a LinkedIn user, so I'm sorry about that. But is it only for accountants and bookkeepers?
It's for accountants, bookkeepers, and coaches. Yes. It is only for accountants, bookkeepers, and coaches.
Right. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Right. So, guys, that is the end of the show. Before we go, I'm gonna come back and make sure that you've covered everything. But I just want to go to my show next week just to give a shout out to Ariona, who's coming to chat with me. So I don't know if you know Ariona, but really, really looking forward to chatting to Ariona from Majors Accounts. Lots going on in her practice. She's got a great story. So looking forward to having a chat with her. So guys, thank you so much for coming on my show today. Ollie, thanks for coming in and giving us a shout about Starling. Before we go, anything else you want to say, Tim?
If you're watching this and you haven't heard of Profit First before, read the book. It changed my life. So I really recommend anybody reads the book. It's the first step in finding out more about Profit First.
Fantastic. Duncan?
Ollie made a point about using the principles in his personal life. Absolutely. I do the same. My daughters who are in early 20s, I've told them, as you can tell, I'm evangelical about it because I've seen the difference that it makes. And don't forget 1% in your profit account.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna set up that automation. Ollie, if you can stay on afterwards and help me, that would be brilliant. Thank you, guys. Thanks everybody for all of those comments. And yeah, we're gonna see you on the 9th of September.
Amazing.
Cheerio now. Bye bye.
Thanks, Ashley. Bye bye.
You get out what you put in. Never gonna lose.